Whenever you're ready.
Okay. Now, despite the fact that we all know that listening is very important in effective communication, there are areas where we might need to benefit at improving. I would like to start with telling you a story which will indicate maybe some of the things that happen sometimes when we're listening. In order to do that, though, I need your help. I need a quarter, a dime, a nickel, and a penny. Would anyone? Oh, well, there you go. Fiona's already
Oh,
got
good.
the nickel. Oh, you got your nickel. Thank you. Okay.
Oh, I have a quarter.
You have a quarter, okay.
I have a nickel. No, Fiona just
No,
gave
I
me
got
a
the
nickel.
nickel. I got the
Okay.
nickel. Okay.
Do you need,
And
I think I left them
I
over
think-
there.
Judy had left actually a penny here, and I think we're okay there.
Okay.
Okay? Now, so the story has to do with Tommy's mother. Okay. And it's a short story, and really what I want to know is, at the end of the story, I'm going to ask a question, and I really want to have your attention during the story, because it's very important, the information I'm going to share with you. Okay? So, Tommy's mother has 3 kids. Her first kid's name is called, and you need to guess that.
Penny.
Penny. Penny is the name of her first child. The second child, his name, you all see what that is?
Nickel.
Can you
Beaver?
see that, Judy?
Yeah, is that the nickel?
Yeah, that's nickel. Okay. So,
Nicole?
Nicole, close enough, that's it. Okay, and of course, the third child's name is, do you see that?
Is that the
Quarter?
quarter?
Yeah, that's a quarter. So what do you think is the last child's name?
Quarter?
Quint?
Courtney.
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 Okay. Any different one? Are you all sure that
Courtney.
of the answer that we hear, or of your answer that you're providing me?
Quint.
Courtney.
Because
Quirky.
the child's last name is Tommy.
Ah.
Because, thank you for your report, by the way.
Thanks.
Tommy's
Because we
mother.
started with Tommy's mother. Now, what's your reaction to a story like this with Michael? What's your reaction to this story that we just...
That I,
Tricked us.
yeah, I should have caught that.
I tricked you, or you feel like I tricked you?
Yes, you tricked us.
Okay, well, actually, magicians use things like this, and they actually, their intention is to trick you. It's called misdirection. Okay? They sort of get your attention onto something in order for you to be distracted. And that's usually what they do, and that works well for them. Okay. Now, in real life, though, does it happen that even though we know listening is very important, there are things that happen which prevent us from listening? Does that happen?
Absolutely.
A lot? Somewhat?
Yes.
Not at all?
A lot.
A lot? Okay. Why don't we just make a list of what are those things that actually are happening that prevents us from listening? And we'll call this barriers to listening.
Okay.
Let me just, I think I've prepared a flip that shouldn't be too far. Okay. Share with me some of the ones that you have in mind. Yes?
Other conversations. I get distracted by other conversations.
Other conversations that are going on around you in the workplace?
Yeah, if I'm
or-
talking to one person and then someone else starts a conversation, I'm totally distracted and I'm listening to the other conversation rather than the one right
Okay,
in
so
front
that's
of me.
what you mean by the other conversation going on while you're having your own.
Mhm.
Okay.
Having something to do or something in my mind.
Okay. Having something in your mind when you're having a conversation or
Yes.
when you're having an interaction,
Yes.
okay? Good. That's a good one too.
Noise, just noise around you.
What was that, Fiona?
Noise?
Oh, the noise that takes place, okay. Is there different types of noise that happen? I mean, you know, there are noises in the office, what type of noise do you normally face?
Oh, yeah, phones ringing or other people talking or
That type of noise,
loud
okay.
noises outside or music.
Okay, good, so that's the type of noise that could be distracting, definitely. Anything else?
Sometimes I find accents make it difficult to listen.
Access. Tell me a little
No,
more about that.
an accent.
Oh, accent, I'm sorry.
Accents, yeah.
I didn't hear you properly, so the accent, a different accent. So
That was funny.
someone that is either Spanish, French, or, and
Yes.
is
It just makes it harder, for sure. More,
to understand.
Yeah,
what they're saying.
yes.
Okay, good. Do you have something else there, Julie?
Yeah, I was thinking about how boring, like, the topic of,
It's not interesting.
yeah, if it's not
Uninteresting, yeah.
interesting, then I'm gonna go my own thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
I get distracted by my own thoughts
What
again.
happens when the topic is not interesting? You get distracted, but what happens to you then?
I tune out.
Okay, tune out. Any other ones do something different when the topic is really not of no interest?
Start to daydream or just
Wander
kind
around.
of make it seem like you're listening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
You
And
almost,
Bob,
yeah, I was gonna say, yeah.
Okay, so the body language says something, but you're
Mhm.
really not
not really.
there. Okay,
Yeah.
good. Any other barriers or interruptions or things that, okay, one last one?
Sometimes I find just, it's a sort of about topic, but it's my level of understanding or sort of what I know is the topic, is the discussion at the right level for me to be able to understand it. And if I can't, or if there's too many acronyms or things that I don't understand, I have trouble not
Okay, so
tuning
if
out.
that level is there and you're having a hard time to understand either the language that is being used, the expressions, the acronyms, could it happen also that the same thing, level of understanding, is like it's so low that I get like disinterested,
Yeah.
I'm no longer
Absolutely.
interested by it?
I tune out again.
Okay, good. So, there's a good list of, barriers that are around us in the workplace. I'm going to suggest that we are doing a little activity. And this activity is going to help us in finding out and identifying what could we do with those. Now, because of time, I'm going to ask you as a team to actually choose, so you're my group, I'm going to ask you then to choose one of those to work at. And the task will consist of you making a little brainstorm, 3 or 4 minutes, no more. What can you do to either diminish or eliminate this barrier? Is it possible? And that's the brainstorm. Okay, so which one would you like to work at? Just maybe team decision?
Did you say we're working together or we're
As a
each going to
team,
take
yes.
one? Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Maybe the what's in your head.
yeah.
I like that one too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The noise in the head here, this one here,
Another
Or
one above
another
it.
one right
Something-
above,
something
having
above
something
mine.
in mind.
this one here.
It is kind of noise, it's just noise in our head.
Yeah.
I have the noise, okay, good. So that's the one that you're gonna focus on. I'm gonna suggest that you go up to the flip chart, these markers, and that you have that brainstorm, maybe determine a spokesperson that's going to tell us about in 3 minutes from now. Okay.
Actually, jump up this time.
Yeah. That's all right.
Nothing
It's,
was that bad.
he's having you walk around,
This is
so.
how we
My tummy anyway.
reduce it, right?
Yeah, how you could either reduce it or eliminate it if you can.
Okay. Okay, so how do we eliminate?
What do I search?
Having something else in your mind or noise in your mind.
Wind down. Wind down. I know it sounds weird.
I know, I don't know if it, fits, but sometimes I need to say out loud, like, I need to announce that I'm not ready to listen. So just like I need to say, like, can we talk about this later, to delay? Like, I want to
If
listen
you
to you.
can't get rid of it.
I want to listen to you, proper, so maybe we can talk about this in a few minutes, because I'm not sure what type of listening we're doing, but that definitely helps in personal relationships.
One more minute?
Maybe
Meditate.
engage the person by leaning forward, take out like a writing instrument or something like that, so that you're almost like an interview, like you're as opposed to standing physically, like lean forward. It's not going through the motions because you have to force yourself to actually do so. That's what I like to take out of hand.
The last 10 seconds are going to be used for you to determine a spokesperson.
Okay, so.
You don't have to.
Yeah. I don't mind.
Write everything down.
Until like.
You don't need to worry much.
Yeah.
All set?
Yes.
Okay. So, Rob and your team, tell us about what you got.
Yes, okay. Well, the thing that we were working on was dealing with the barrier related to having something on our minds that's preventing us from listening, so that kind of internal noise. And we came up with 4 strategies that may help to reduce that barrier, or at least eliminate it to some degree. One was to just take a few seconds to mind dump. In other words, take a piece of paper and just write down everything we're thinking of, just get it out.
Okay,
So
get it out.
deplete that supply, so we can focus. Another one is to actually engage the person in request or explain that this is not the right time, I need to take care of something, and then delay the conversation. And then later on, we can do it. Language could be used such as, I really want to listen to you, but I need a few moments to take care of something. Let's talk about this next time. Okay? Take a deep breath, that can also help. Remind yourself that we're going to listen now, so switch gears. Okay? And the last one is to engage yourself physically. Take the time not to go through the motions of listening, but actually lean forward, maybe take out a writing instrument, a piece of paper, and in other words, involve yourself in that conversation with some active listening.
Thank you very much, Rob and your team members. I think those are great ideas. In your book, your little workbook, there's some space that you can actually jot down the ideas that you like, because if you need to refer back to them, that would be a good place for you to put it down. So maybe take 30 seconds to jot down the ideas you think are good. Okay.
What page? Sorry.
At the end, you've got
Oh.
plenty of space at the end. Okay, so we identified some barriers that we face daily in the workplace with the listening piece. You've come up with some great ideas how to deal with one of those barriers. And I would like to find out if there's any questions about some of those barriers or things that we can do with the listening piece before I tell you one last closure statement. Okay. So I'd like to ask you a question. What do you believe are the tools that are used, generally speaking, to listen? Do you agree those are the 3 that we normally use? Ears, of course. Mouth. But what do we do with the mouth?
Kind of just restate what they're told you.
Restate.
Or say,
close
yes, I understand, I agree.
Yeah.
Close
Could
it.
you-
Or close it.
Close it, yeah. My mom used to say, one of those, 2 of those, use it in the same fashion. And what else? We have the eye for, you've got to pay attention for the, it attaches to what you were saying. There is one more that one of the participants being on these sessions had said to me, which I think is very important. I'd like to show it to you.
2 hours.
Without this, it's pretty hard to have real listening or effective. Any reaction?
It's so true. You just don't, you forget about that.
Yeah.
It's more
Someone
the,
once told me to put my mind in my heart, and that just changes the dynamic when you communicate with someone.
So it there's a link to that.
Oh, totally. I thought it was pretty neat that came up.
Thank you for your attention, and I know you'll be able to apply those great ideas. Thank you.
well done.
Thank you.
Good job.